Hello and welcome. So first off, I got level 86 mining. I wasn't recording this while I got the level because, well, it happened while I was doing my daily flask and I didn't even know I was that close to a level. So for the second clip, I got level 64 farming and it's not the way I wanted to level. I didn't want to level up with lamps that I got from the Squeal of Fortune, and I'm going to make this point in a later video, but just using the Squeal of Fortune does not mean you support it, which is the same for making beta videos doesn't mean you support it. So since the last episode, I've been doing Slayer for charms and I plan to do this for a while. Like, I'm doing the triple charms per week, and when I get a Water Fiends task, I'll do that with the triple charms, and that should be pretty good charms per hour. And the one task I really hate is gargoyles. They're supposed to be somewhat decent XP, but I just started doing Slayer. I finished smoking kill so that I could start getting the points. So I do not have the points enough to do the quick smash. So I gotta pay attention. They die pretty quick, so I can't really AFK them, and I have to do the right click to smash them. So yeah, I really hate gargoyles. Ah, gargoyles, damn it. So here I got my baby platypus, and this is one of a few pets that have a special use for it to block monsters, and I'll show this later on when I'm doing my black demon task. Okay, so I'm here in Taverley, and I had to come back several times because I brought the wrong urns. I brought accursed urns, which doesn't work for black demons, and I think it's only inferno urns that work. And I'm so glad that they actually put shortcuts for agility for this place. Because normally to get here, you would have to run all the way around. You would have to have the key for the blue dragons. Then after that, it's even longer. And if you're charging water orbs, that would take forever to get across just to do an inventory. So I'm doing Slayer for charms, and I'm also doing for some prayer XP. It's not a lot of prayer XP, but it's still some. And I might as well do it because eventually I'm going for the completion escape, which I mentioned in my first video. And that's kind of like a side thing that I'll get eventually. So the prayer XP from the infernal urns are gonna help. So I'm using a cannon for this task because even though it costs money to use a cannon, in terms of time saved, it's very worth it. For example, this task can take up to like 2 hours if I was only meleeing normally, but with a cannon it speeds it up like 2 to 3 times as fast. So in that time saved, I can make over 1 mil, and for using about 300 to 500k in cannonballs. So it's well worth it, but the only problem is it drains my cash, and I have to go back to money making. But since this is in terms of efficiency, I'm still gonna be doing this. Although after a few more tasks, I probably should postpone Slayer for a bit, because to save most time in the long run, I have to be able to get up to the best money making method I can, which in reality is the fight kiln. But like the fight kiln is the best consistent money in the game right now, and I think it kind of like QBD is kind of behind that. But I don't want to do that only for my 5 bill goal. So it's probably realistically, I should be able to get up to God Wars, even though the prices are not that great. Once I get up to being able to do that and have bought all my PVM gear like Bandos, Arma, I gotta finish Chaotix at some point. Once I get all that PVM gear, only then should I be cannoning Slayer tasks. But I'm having trouble staying away from Slayer since I do it for charms for my triple charms for Water Fiends. Alright, so the reason why the monsters are not attacking me is because I have a baby platypus, and it seems this is one of several monsters, or pets, that monsters cannot pass through. So this blocks them from attacking me, so that I'm out of combat, so my cannon hits every single black demon it could see, which is very good for Taverley Dungeon. So this isn't actually anything new. It's been in the game for actually quite a long time. They haven't fixed it or anything. They haven't addressed the problem, so maybe it's something intentional. I'm not entirely sure about that since other pets do not have this ability. Oh, what I'm talking about is that other monsters cannot pass through the pet, while certain other pets, actually most of your pets, monsters are able to walk through them. So yeah, that's just a little trick you can do here at Taverley Dungeon, and for some weird reason, there's no bots here. Maybe they moved on to Grotworms or something, but I think I like the spot north of here. Like earlier in the video, I was in the spot south, but I wasn't able to see much monsters, and by having here, there's actually one that spawns like right on top of it. And yeah, I brought telegrab runes to telegrab the charms because these are some decent charms. It's not overly great, but it's decent. And by using telegrab, I stay out of combat. And being out of combat, I save time because my cannon does most of the work, which is why I'm in range here. Oh, something I didn't know for a very long time is that the damage from a cannon is based on your stats of your weapons. Well, your attack bonus. And it'll take like the highest bonus or something, and that'll determine the accuracy of the cannon. And I actually found that really weird that that was true. So I'm at the Grand Exchange, and this is like here's some of the stuff I sell for my daily stuff that I do. There's the broad arrows. I'm selling the difference that I make, and since in the combat beta, the evolution of combat thing, a fire surge spell actually only requires air and fire runes. That means that free to play they don't actually use difference. So since free to plays don't use it, and there's a lot more free to plays than members, they're not gonna need to use deference. So deference are going down. I think they're at about 310ish, a little above, and that's just like the same value as they are in the shop. So I'm probably not gonna buy them from the shop anymore. But I'll still sell the ones that I do craft for rune crafting XP. It's some money, and I get to train rune crafting. And I'm buying infernal urns for like I'm gonna get more black demon tasks, so I might as well get them. It's a lot cheaper than buying the actual dragon bones and making them. Oh wait, was it better to do dragon bones or frost rings? I might do a smoky test lab on that later. So I sold one of my berserker rings that I got in the previous episode. I'm keeping one of them because, well, like berserker ring is better than a warrior's ring, which is kind of weird. Well, that's how it is in the game. In the evolution of combat, warrior ring is the best. The berserker ring is the second best ring because it's kind of like the onyx ring now, where it's a hybrid, and an onyx ring is weaker than a berserker ring, which I guess they're trying to make Dagonoth Kings better. I sold the dragon hatchet that I got. I do still have my extra one in my bank, so yeah. I do some AFK woodcutting, like I woodcut magic logs, and I just do that on the side. Like you should track my woodcutting XP. I make some money off the magic logs I get, and I bought a Sears ring, and this is for the fight kiln video guide. No, not a guide. It was a tip video for. It was like a couple videos back where you could practice on the combat beta, and that way you don't mess it up in the live game. And I want to note, just using the combat beta does not mean you support the evolution of combat. So, yeah, it's like using the Squeal of Fortune. Just because you do your spins every day doesn't mean you like the Squeal of Fortune. So yeah, I was doing a fight kill on my Nills to Bells account, and I think I did like a Wave 28 guide on it, and I should have finished it, but for some reason I can't find a footage of it. But you can track my A log; it should say on there that I finished the fight kill again. So yeah, stock my A-log. The link will be in the description. You can follow what monsters I kill, but it's kind of like a spoiler for the next episode. And if you're looking for casual chat, just join my friend's chat, Smokey9112. Yeah, that one. And for Molecules X2's friends chat, I have that closed because I don't want people joining two friends chat, so I just leave it to one. So I want to give a word of warning. There have been some people who have changed their name similar to my own. And oh, actually, it's kind of weird that like some games they charge you to change your name. So it's kind of nice that you only have to be a member to change it. But anyway, so there have been some people who have changed their name similar to my own and have been asking for money. And since it's a similar name, some people think it's me, or they're gonna have you like they say go to this site. So I'm gonna say that I will never ask anybody for money. So if this happens to you, just ignore them or go troll them. But not everybody who changes their name similar to my own is out for money. Some people do it as fans, but I encourage you to have a name of your own. I would much rather have you have your own unique name than have it similar to another player you may know. So again, I will never ask for money. Anybody who does this is probably an imposter. So just like ignore them, go troll them if you wish. It's really common sense to avoid these types of situations. And with that, I finish. Oh, hey, I actually got Slayer points. Okay, that was my sixth task. And I was surprised I didn't get, like, a Granite Maul again. But I really hate gargoyles. I don't have the Quick Smash, and I can't even AFK this while I'm doing gargoyles. So later I went to Bandos, and this time I wasn't tanking. So it was a lot more relaxed than last time, which I was tanking, and it wasn't a great trip. KC is actually really slow with a two-handed, especially when I hit zeros on a level 5 goblin. Alright, so about my hat, I got it for free. Well, you get like 200 points for free from the store, and it's like the Solomon store thing, and yeah, like when you go to the store, there's an option on the top, it gives you 200 free points, and I think it's available to everybody. So it covers enough for the hat. You can't buy the banner. That costs like 900. I kind of wish that there was some way that you could get points in game, like how you can get Wheel of Fortune tickets in game from doing certain tasks, because it would be great to eventually be able to get everything from the Solomon store. Now for the Wheel of Fortune, there isn't really anything I want. Well, except maybe the dragon outfit, because I'm missing like just one item, and I haven't bought any spins. I just got kind of lucky. And honestly, I don't see the point of buying spins. Like, basically, I think spins are for XP. You don't really get much good cash from it. XP is really if you're going for something, well, maybe summoning, but really, I don't understand. Like, I would much rather train the skill than buy spins, because, well, actually, since I have a comp cape on my other account, I know, like, every skill, how it feels like to get 99, like, all the work it has to do, and it really isn't that bad compared to how much you have to spend. I don't know how much Squeal of Fortune spins cost. So for some reason, the mask that I got, it kind of reminds me of that V for Vendetta movie, and that whole Guy Fawkes thing where they're trying to blow up that thing. It was a movie I saw in high school, and that was like the only one decent movie that I've seen in high school. So yeah, the mask was free. You don't have to spend points on it. You get free points at the start, and honestly, it's like the Solomon store is cosmetic. It's probably gonna stay that way. If they're gonna add anything that's like XP or GP thing, it's probably gonna be on the Squeal of Fortune. So the Solomon store should be fine. So for the entire banda strip, it went fairly well. Since I wasn't tanking, I didn't really have too much of a problem. When the guy needed food, I did my terror bird thing. I mean, not terror bird, fruit bat. The only two things that went wrong was the beginning and end. In the beginning, my terror bird attacked Bandos, and Bandos smacked like I don't know what he hit, but it was something high. And towards the end, I realized that I don't have a teleport tab out, so I had to run to the altar to teleport out. And at the time, I was like 300 HP when I was running out. And Bandos actually got one smack on me, but he actually hit a zero, which was good because I didn't want to get like a whole 5 minutes to get KC, although maybe 1 minute to gear up. So the trip actually went fairly well. We stayed there for like 1 or 1.5 hours. It wasn't really that long because one guy did die, and that was like something happened. But anyway, I got like a 1 mil split from Bandos Hill. Yeah, we got a Bandos Hill. It was like a trio. And I guess it could have been better if I got like Tacit or BCP. But oh well, still Bandos Hill. Better than Bandos Boots. Alright, I guess I didn't mention it, but the reason it's like all zoomed in is, well, one, there's a zoom in feature. It's now been added. It was added quite a while ago, but the zoom in feature here is kind of like a bug. If you go to the Ooglag pool, or at least it is for me, I go to the Ooglag pool, I jump into the pool for the saltwater spring for infinite run, and for some reason, it's like it's all zoomed in. It looks like a cutscene where there's black bars on the side, and for some reason, it stays like that when I jump out. And for me, it's probably a bug. I'm not sure if it'll happen for other people. Maybe it's like graphic settings or something, but it happened to me. So I thought, like, why not see how far zoomed in you can be? And this is how it is. So this was Loot Share Bandos. So it's like you gotta read the chat to see what I get. So earlier there's this one instance where I got like 900k for Bandos Hill. And I'm considering if I should bring Alex or not because some of the drops are alchable and the bones I can't bank them so I just bury them. So that's even more prayer XP. Even though it's like very little, at least it's something. Also, like in this zoomed in, I can't even see Bandos' HP. Like it's way up there above his head. I can't even see that unless I look from behind him and look from his shoulders down. So the timing of this audio isn't really relevant since I've gone into DKs and like for bandos, they don't spawn that often and the only part I record is the part where they die. So it cuts out the like in between where nothing really happens. And that really makes bandos like I only get like from 1 hour I maybe get like 2-3 minutes worth of footage. But for Dagon of Kings, it's like a whole lot faster because the spawns are much faster. Oh, which comes to something I wanted to say like earlier. Like, I don't get why some people would do like God Wars. Well, besides the fact that you need a free world, but why would people do it on the lowest spawn world as possible? Now, for Dragon of Kings, that's fine because you actually need the time to kill all three if you're soloing. But if you're in a team, like at God Wars, why would you be at the lowest spawn world? Because really you're there for money. So if you're not getting like you want a decent spawn, something that's well, not as fast as World 2, but something in between, like maybe in the 1000. You get a really long spawn where you're waiting for like even like a whole minute for it to spawn, which is why when I do DKs, I do the X log trick and I log into World 2. World 2 respawns really quick. It's like a 30-second between, and that 30 seconds I take to add the kill to my log, cut out the parts I need, and then wait for the spawn. It's something it still makes it pretty AFK, although I've considered ranging the Rex. No, not the Rex, the Mage. I've considered ranging the Mage in between, but then I would have to bring telegrabs, then that's less prayer pods I bring. Although it would increase my profit, but it also makes it less AFK, which is why I enjoy Decanoff Kings. Because Rex, you can AFK like for as long as you want. You just gotta do the lure. It's pretty simple. Although some people have asked for a guide on that, I might do it. There are actually some good guides out there, so I probably won't. So yeah, for when doing PVM, it's not about how long you stay at something. It's like two people could do 1 hour of next, but if one of them are only getting like maybe 1 kill per hour, and the other is getting 2 kill per hour on a better spawn world, this is an example. It's like the person who gets 2 kills per hour is doing better. So it's actually about how many kills per hour you're actually getting, rather than how long you spend killing that boss. So you want a world that will spawn monsters at a rate that you can handle, rather than one that spawns it too fast and you'll have to bank, or you don't want one that is too slow where you're waiting for it to come back. Oh, yay, Berserker! Yay! So something I want to ask you guys is, do you like it how I'm doing this kind of footage thing, where I'm cutting out where the boss dies only and show the loot? Cause I don't really like showing like the in betweens, cause it's like a whole 30 seconds for DKs where nothing's happening. I'm just waiting for the spawn. And for Bandos, I think it's like 30 seconds. I've never really timed it. It really depends on what world I'm at. So are like you guys fine with how I'm showing the clips? Also, in this clip, it was like the whole thing for where I was at DK's. It was about 2.5 hours, which is a normal trip for me. And I got only one Berserker ring. That's about 2.5 mil profit, or 2.5 to 3. So it's still only about like a mil per hour, which is about the same as Barrows. And I'm getting a Berserker ring, which is kind of weird. Although I am on a Slayer task, like you should have noticed by now, or maybe you're not. But I'm actually getting Slayer XP while I did this, and like I think it was like my 6th or 7th task. I got a Dagonoff, so I thought, why not go here? Which is why I have a Nills helm in my inventory, because forgot that I need I forgot that I need a Hex Crest to do more damage. So this is actually the first time I've been to DKs specifically for a Slayer task. Like before, when I was on my main, I already got past this point where I'm making money more than what I would make if I went to DKs. Although at the time, I was still a bit afraid of DKs, because if you died, you still had to get your grave blessed. There is that French chat like bursting lobsters. No, wait, it's bursting lobs. They'll bless you, but there's a chance that they won't. It's not something you should rely on, but it's there as like a safety net or something. So yeah, I never actually came here before for Slayer XP, and this is somewhat decent. It's like 330 XP per Rex, which is pretty good. Meaning, although a task, I only got like 50-ish done. Oh, my drop log so far for Rex is about at 250, which is okay. But this task may take up to like 14 something hours to make. I'm still making like a mil per hour while doing it, but it's gonna be a very long task. So since I actually got a Berserker ring drop during the trip, I would say the trip went pretty well. I went with a couple friends of mine, and it was actually kind of nice just talking while we're doing PVM. And it kind of reminded me when I was like in this Aussie clan, and I was going to DKs for the first time with my friend Josh, which was really nice. It was like he taught me how to do the stuff. It was my first time there, so I really had no idea what I was doing. Okay, so I'm at the bank now. I'm gonna do a price check. Let's see. I have about 5 mil there. I have most of what is my bank. There's still like maybe 500k or so. Collect what I get. And let's see, 13 mil there. Let's see, 23 mil. So I'm worth about 36 mil. Yeah, I guess that's right. And with like the maybe 500k in my bank, I okay, let's just say 36 mil. So far I've made 36 mil, which is pretty good. I've did lately I did the fight kiln for the Onyx, which was for a previous video I did, And I did get this second Berserker ring, which is nice. And yeah, it's like I've never actually gotten much Berserker rings since I rarely did DKs, and when I did, it was like coin share at the time. So that's all for this episode. I didn't make as much as I did last episode, but I kind of got lucky last episode with two Berserker rings. At least this episode I got one, and I also finished the fight kiln, so actually maybe I made more money than the last episode. Hmm. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and have a nice day.